Hello everyone and welcome to the hands-on demo on Amazon Route 53. So in this demo, we will create a VPC and an EC2 instance. We will create a private hosted zone in Amazon Route 53. We will create DNS records in the private hosted zone, and this DNS record will be pointing to the EC2 instance. Then we will test the DNS configuration by accessing our EC2 instance through the DNS record that we have created in Route 53. Then finally, we will clean up all the resources that we have created in this particular demo. So first step is to create a VPC. So for that, I will log into AWS console. I am at console home and I will search for VPC. So click VPC. So once you are inside VPC dashboard, click create VPC. Then copy the name from the demo. This will be available in the resources section. So I will call this VPC as Route 53 Demo VPC. Make sure you select VPC and more, the second option. So that is the default option. Paste the name of VPC. Keep the CIDR block as it is, which is the default. Then IPv6 CIDR block. You can keep default setting, no IPv6. Then inside the number of availability zones, so make sure you select one only, and under number of public subnets, keep 1, for private subnets 0, NAT gateway none, and VPC endpoints none. So only public subnet we have to select as 1. So public subnet 1, private subnet 0, NAT gateway none, and VPC endpoint none. And you can definitely check out additional tags if you want. And then enable DNS host names and enable DNS resolution you can keep as default, which is enabled. Click create VPC. So the VPC has successfully created. You can click on view VPC. So we will see all the VPC information on the VPC details page. Next, we will launch an EC2 instance. So keep this tab open and search for EC2. Open that in a new tab. Click on launch instance. Give your EC2 instance a name. So I'll just copy this from the demo. Select the default Amazon machine image AMI, which is under free tier eligible. And instance type, you can keep T2 micro, which is again free tier eligible. Then key pair login, create a new key pair. So I'll copy the key pair from the demo. Key pair type RSA and PEM. Create key pair. So this key pair already exists, so I'll just add 2 at the end, and I will save that file to my local machine. Next, you have to modify the network settings. So make sure you select the VPC which you have just created and select the public subnet, and make sure you auto assign the public IP, and make sure you have the default create security group box checked. So I'll just scroll down, network settings, click edit, choose the one which you have just created, not the default one, and subnet, because there is only one, so it has automatically picked that. Auto assign public IP, change from disable to enable. Create security group, so it will assign a name. No need to do anything here, just make sure this is there. By default it will come like this, SSH and TCP 22 from anywhere, and rest all settings are fine, you can keep as default, and click on launch instance. Now we will go and create a hosted zone, private hosted zone in Route 53. So here is VPC and here is EC2. I will search for Route 53, right click, open link in new tab. So I don't have any hosted zone, so go to hosted zones and click create hosted zone. Give a name. So I will call this hosted zone as Route 53 demo.internal. So there are two types of hosted zones, public and private. A public hosted zone determines how traffic is routed on the internet. It means on the public internet. A private hosted zone determines how traffic is routed within an Amazon VPC. So this is virtual private cloud. So that's why private hosted zone. And since we are dealing with VPC and an EC2 instance in that VPC, so we are choosing private hosted zone. This you will need in case you are working to make some EC2 on the public internet. Like let's say you want to expose your application to your end customers, you will be using that. And let's say you have purchased a domain, let's say example.com, you will be registering that in Route 53, and then you can enable traffic so that your website or your domain is available publicly to everyone. But in this case we are dealing with private hosted zone. And under VPCs to associate with the hosted zone, then herein you have to choose which VPC you want to pick. So first you have to select the region. I am in the default, I created that VPC in the default US East 1 region, North Virginia. So I just search for US East 1. So I can just pick the first one. And if I select this, I should pick the one which I created, the custom VPC. And click on create hosted zone. So this hosted zone, so I'll just close this so that we have more space to work with. And by default, this hosted zone will have a couple of name servers and some other record, SOA records and name server records. So we have done this step. Now I will be creating two records. So now the hosted zone is available, but we have not made any entry to direct traffic to our private EC2. So click on create record. So first one, record 1. So this is the this is called as Apex record. So it is just pointing to the private hosted zone domain. So Route 53 demo.internal, and record type will be A, which is pointing to IPv4 address. And then herein you have to copy paste the private IP address of the EC2 instance. So I will go to instances, EC2 instances, and I have to copy the private IP. So just select that, and under so on the details page, copy the private IP. First I will paste the private IP, and I will keep this as default. And so these are the record type. This is IPv4, IPv6, and CNAME is routes traffic to another domain name and some AWS resources. And MX is for mail servers. TXT is to verify email senders and for application specific values. PTR maps IP address to a domain name. SRV, application specific values that identify servers. SPF, which is not recommended, and NAPTR used by DDS applications. And CAA restricts CA certificate authorities that can create SSL TLS certificates for the domain. So I'll choose the default one because we are routing to a private IP, so we are choosing A, and rest all settings are fine. Okay, then we have to create another record. So don't create records, just click on this tab button, and then we will create another record. So in this case we are creating record 2, and record 2 is pointing to record 1. So here this is the record name www.route53demo.internal. This is cname, which is routing traffic to another domain. So another domain is this one, which we have created in the step 1, route 53, which is the apex or the top record. So I'll copy the record name under record 2, paste. Record type will be cname because record 2 is pointing to record 1, and copy the value. So this value is not a private IP, it is the value of first name. So this whole thing, and TTL is default. So click on create records. So this will create 2 records. So here are my 2 records which I have created. So now we will test the setup. So now we will connect to the EC2 instance. So EC2 instance is, so just select this in case it is not selected and click on connect. You can select EC2 instance connect because we will be using browser based, and click on connect. So I have logged into my EC2 instance. I'll just zoom it so that it's slightly bigger. Maybe this should do. So once you have connected, just run this command in case bind utils are not there. So it's already there. Next, now we are testing it. So we are saying dig command, which is similar to ns lookup. So it will give all the DNS information. So we are saying the record that we have created in route 53, what information we get back. So I copy the command. So as you can see, we can see the information of this apex record is pointing to the private IP, which is of type A, which is for IPv4. Next, we can also verify the second record, which is www. So I'll copy this, paste it. So we can see on this command we are getting a CNAME record, and that CNAME is pointing to the other. So there are 2 entries because it can figure out which entry is pointing to the second one. So it will just go and traverse the whole record, and so if there is any dependency, it will list out in the dig command. You can do the same with ns lookup. So this is ns lookup. So same output. So it is CNAME is for canonical name. So now we will just clean up. So first is to delete the route 53 records. So select the records and click delete records. So the records are getting deleted, and next you can click on delete the whole zone. Type in delete. So the whole private hosted zone is deleted. Next we will terminate the EC2 instance. So I'll just close this tab, EC2 instance connect, and here I'll just select this in case it's not selected. Instance state, terminate, delete instance. So it has already sent the shutting down signal. Finally, we can delete the VPC also. So if I go to the VPC tab, so this is already open. So in case it's not open, you can just come to your VPCs. So there'll be a default, don't delete that, and just select the one which we have created for the demo. Actions, delete VPC. So it will just wait for this instance to get terminated. So let's say cancel. So just go to the EC2 instances and just refresh once, and it's now terminated. Let me try now. Select that, delete VPC. So after a minute or two, if I click on delete VPC, it should be available for deletion. So you can see all the resources that will get deleted as part of this VPC, and you can just type in delete and click delete VPC. You can check out the details, what all it is deleting, and this has successfully deleted the custom VPC. You should see only the default VPC now. And that's all. Thanks for watching.